Welcome back to my channel, where I make videos as a hobby. I am glad you are joining me on my journey as a content creator to spread awareness about true crime stories and how to be careful on whom we associate with. Today, I will be telling a story about a serial killer who once lived among us. His name was Ivan Milat. Ivan Milat is one of Australia's most infamous serial killers, responsible for a string of gruesome murders that shocked the nation in the 1990s. Known as the backpacker murderer, Milat targeted young travelers, luring them into the Australian bush before subjecting them to horrifying violence. His crimes revealed the dark underside of an otherwise idyllic image of the Australian outback and sparked one of the country's most intense criminal investigations. Ivan Robert Marco Milat was born on December 27, 1944, in Guildford, New South Wales, to a large Yugoslav-Australian family. He was the fifth of 14 children in a strict and turbulent household. The Milat family had a reputation in the community for being unruly and combative. Ivan's early years were marked by behavioral issues, truancy, and criminal activity. By his teens, he had already been in trouble with the law for theft and burglary. Throughout his early adulthood, Milat worked various manual labor jobs, including road work, and continued his pattern of petty crime. He was known for being strong, quiet, and coldly charismatic, traits that later allowed him to gain the trust of his victims. Between 1989 and 1993, 7 young backpackers, both international and Australian, vanished while hitchhiking around New South Wales. Their remains were discovered in the Belanglo State Forest, southwest of Sydney. The victims were 1. Deborah Everest, 19, and James Gibson, 19. Disappeared in 1989, found in 1993. 2. Simone Schmidl, 21, German tourist, vanished in 1991. 3. Anja Habschied, 20, and Gabor Neugebauer, 21, German couple, went missing in 1991. 4. Caroline Clark, 21, and Joanne Walters, 22, British backpackers, disappeared in 1992. The remains were often found in remote bushland, deliberately concealed under foliage and branches. The bodies showed evidence of extreme violence. Victims were shot multiple times, stabbed, or decapitated. Some had been tied up, tortured, or sexually assaulted. There were signs of ritualistic behavior, with personal items scattered or missing. The brutality and remoteness of the killings pointed to a methodical killer with an intimate knowledge of the bush, someone who could overpower victims and hide the evidence for years. The New South Wales Police launched Task Force Air, led by seasoned detectives and forensic experts. With limited forensic evidence, they relied heavily on behavioral profiling, hitchhiking patterns, and survivor accounts. The breakthrough came when Paul Onions, a British backpacker, came forward. He had narrowly escaped an attempted abduction by a man named Bill near the Belanglo Forest in 1990. His detailed description matched that of Ivan Milat. Police cross-referenced Onion's testimony with other clues: gun ownership records, vehicle types, and employment near the murder sites. In 1994, police raided Milat's home in Eagle Vale, Sydney. Inside, they found weapons matching those used in the killings, including a Ruger rifle, camping gear belonging to victims, and personal belongings that had been kept as trophies. Milat was arrested and charged with 7 counts of murder. Ivan Milat's trial began in March 1996 and lasted 15 weeks. The evidence was overwhelming: survivor testimony, forensic matches, and damning physical evidence. Milat maintained his innocence, claiming he had been framed and that the items found were planted or belonged to his brothers. The jury rejected his claims. In July 1996, Milat was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. He was incarcerated at Goulburn Supermax Prison, Australia's highest security facility. Despite his conviction, several questions and theories lingered. Did he act alone? Some investigators and journalists believed Milat may have had accomplices, possibly family members, or that others in his circle knew about the crimes but remained silent. Are there more victims? Milat is suspected in several unsolved cases from the 1970s and 1980s. The remote nature of the Australian bush and the similar victim profiles suggest the true number may never be known. Milat never admitted guilt and showed no remorse. He staged multiple hunger strikes, including one demanding a PlayStation in prison. In 2019, Milat was diagnosed with esophageal and stomach cancer. He died on October 27, 2019, at the age of 74. Before his death, police conducted further interviews with him, hoping he might confess or reveal more information. He remained silent to the end. The story of Ivan Milat deeply affected Australia's national psyche. It led to increased caution among travelers and changes in backpacking culture. The case inspired numerous documentaries, books, and even horror films. The 2005 movie Wolf Creek was loosely based on Milat's crimes. The Belanglo State Forest remains a symbol of the darkness behind Australia's picturesque wilderness. Ivan Milat's legacy is one of cruelty, manipulation, and silence. His calculated murders shattered the perception of safety for tourists in Australia and served as a chilling reminder that evil can lurk in the most remote and beautiful places. Though justice was served in the courtroom, the full truth of his crimes may have died with him.